they're an orphan. And this technique is called orphan adoption. Listen carefully. When a person who has worked with you at Card Service International leaves the company, meaning either they've chosen to go elsewhere or the company believes it's best that they go elsewhere, whatever, they have clients. They have clients who believe in Card Service International. These clients still need to be served. So I'd like to suggest that you as an agent, when someone leaves the company, you find 20 to 30 of their best clients and you give them to the new person, and the new person has an assignment. They just have to go, say hello, and let that client know they are now there to serve their needs. Now, not only is this a nice way to get new people up and talking to people, but you'll be amazed how many of these people have not been contacted for a year or two by the person who left. They haven't got the latest technology in what they're using. They aren't aware that we're even into the internet, into building websites. So it can be a wonderful way of adopting clients and making them yours. I know I refer a lot to my real estate career because that's how I applied all that I'm teaching you in the real estate business. But I found when I became a manager, I'd hire a brand new person. The person would be nervous, lack confidence, and I would write a letter to 20 of the clients of a person who left the firm, introducing the new person, then send the new person over to chat with them. And after meeting 20 strangers, talking about real estate, they became comfortable, they gained confidence. And I think Card Service International can do exactly the same thing. Agents introduce new people to the clients of a person who's left your company, because we should never neglect a client. What will happen too often is someone may leave your company and then try to take the business you have with them. Don't let that happen. You should never lose business when someone leaves this company. That should be a cardinal rule. And then, of course, you also know you've got access to lots of lists. Great prospecting. New business list, wonderful. What a way to celebrate when they're going into business. Be sure when you meet a brand new business owner that you go there to congratulate them for taking advantage of the American dream of becoming an entrepreneur and opening their own business. Let them know that that's what we do at Card Service International. We love to congratulate people who have the foresight, the creativity, to decide not to just work for someone else, but to open their own business. And your business is important. If your business succeeds, this is adding to free enterprise. This is adding to what's built this country. That's why we at Card Service International must do everything in our power to make sure your business succeeds. This is the type of feeling you really have to have if you totally are buying into what this company does. Okay? Now, you have yellow page lists, use them, different organizational lists. Most of you work for an agent that can tell you everywhere you need to go and all the people you need to meet. But what is the challenge? Will you commit to meeting the people? Will you commit to getting in early, getting paperwork done, taking the leads that you've been given, either through telemarketing or however they're generated, going out, closing transactions, and then say, I'm not going home till I've met this number of people on my own today? I challenge you to do that, all right? Now I want to share with you, I think, the most important thing I can teach you, and that's the art of questioning. This art form of questioning encompasses everything that we're going to learn. Now, questioning is the foundation of great selling. It's also the opposite of what most people in selling want to do. See, most people go into selling because someone when they were young said, boy, you should be in sales. What a mouth you have. Whoa, can you talk? And we start saying, well, if they say I'm good in sales because I'm outgoing and gregarious and talkative, and all of a sudden we think that's the image we want to portray. And in truth, you want to portray in the beginning the opposite image, so that they first of all relax with you. Now, never forget this little statement. This is foundational. Ready? If I say it, they tend to doubt it. If they say it, it's true. And this is something you can never forget. As a salesperson, when you make a statement of fact, human nature-wise, they're going to doubt it. Whereas if you ask them a question, and in their answer, they make a statement of fact, they believe it. Now that's so important that you realize. Now there are 4 main reasons we become master questioners, if you will. The first reason is you will immediately gain control. You see, if I ask you a question, it means you have to mentally think, and then you have to respond. And so in a way, I've gotten control of your mind because you need to respond. So a lot of people feel like, I'm in control if I'm talking. You're really not. Especially with many of the merchants, their mind is 18 different ways going all the time. They're busy, they're thinking this, and then you come in and start talking. We have to develop what I'm going to be teaching you in this program, riveting, captivating questions. The second reason you master questions is it allows you to isolate what we call buying motives. See, if I just start talking, I'm not going to be hitting the main motives that you might have for doing business with me. But if I question you enough, your answers will tell me what your hot buttons are for doing business with me. The third reason, it'll help you isolate areas of concern. You see, if I say to the merchant I've just been chatting with, what has been your past experience with your credit card processing? By asking him that one question, I get a whole dialogue of his background. Well, we had a real bad experience. Now I realize he'll have a defense up, and I've got to find out the bad experience so I can overcome it in my presentation. And then, of course, the next reason you ask questions is to establish rapport. So how's your business going? How long have you been in business? All of these little questions do start to build rapport because they start chatting and talking with you. That's why that one phrase, I'm in business in the community as well, and our business exists to help businesses like yours not only survive, but make increased profits. See, that's the things they want to hear. So, we're going to master questioning. The first type of question I want to teach you is called a closed question. Now, a closed question is a question that almost demands one response. It can almost be just a yes or a no. Now, one of the challenges of the closed question, you've got to make sure the answer you want, and you've got to make sure the question will get that, or the closed question can backfire on you, as I'll teach you. Now, the first closed question is called the tie-down question. Now, when I say the word tie-down, you that are new, you might feel like, well, that sounds kind of manipulative. That sounds kind of pushy. Not at all. The tie-down technique, and here's the definition of it as you see in your workbook. It is a question at the end of a sentence that demands a yes response. See, one of the keys to getting the final closed transaction is to get lots of little agreements. If I get enough little agreements, the major decision is carried, isn't it? Now, I just used the technique, didn't I? That was one, wasn't it? They're kind of fun, aren't they? I did it again, didn't I? See, I want you to learn to take isn't it, doesn't it, wasn't it, couldn't it, wouldn't it, shouldn't it, can't you, won't you, haven't you, hasn't she, aren't they, can't they, won't they, don't you agree, couldn't it, wouldn't it, shouldn't it? And start building what we call yes momentum. Now, I'm going to start speaking, and I'm going to say a sentence. I'd like you to add the tie-down on the end of my sentence, and all of you nod with me, and you joining us via television, you nod with me. You would like to increase your competitive edge in the market, wouldn't you? See, they will agree to that. More clients to serve just makes sense, doesn't it? Doesn't it just make sense to have more clients to serve? See, now